Hey everybody, it's me, Albatross. Welcome back. Well, it has been an eventful week. Um, there was a couple things I wanted to say before I got into this lawsuit. First, Allie Carter had came out and said publicly her Instagram account, so I feel comfortable sharing it since she said it publicly. Her Instagram account is, oh crap, it's either XO Odyssey or OX Odyssey. It's one of those two. Forgive me, but yeah, I'd be on there following her right now if Instagram would just let me make an account. I think I thought I had finally bypassed that whole weird driver's license requirement. Got my account all set up. Go to click the button to finalize it all. And then it said error. In order to protect our community, we can't allow you to proceed. Or something like that. And I was like, what? Like, I'm banned from Instagram? I've never even had an Instagram account. Never. Not in my life. Never. I had never had a Twitter account before recently. I don't think. Did I? I don't think. Maybe when it first came out 15 years ago. But anyway. But never had an Instagram account. And they're not letting me make one. So. Ugh. But. So. This live event that's going on this weekend starts Friday at midnight, goes till Sunday, I think. And it's on Telegram. Hopefully that's not linked to... Like I said, I've been in a hole for 15 years, guys. You're going to have to excuse for my lack of knowledge of all this, because I've literally been in a hole for 15 years. So, excuse me. I don't know if Telegram's linked to Instagram. I'm sure that there's a kid around here somewhere who'll let me use their Instagram account to join. I'll figure something out. I know. I'll figure something out. But I'll be there somehow. I'll figure it out. You can't stop me, Instagram. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. You truly don't know the depths of my stubbornness. You really don't. Okay. And also, I did finally finish one of the petitions that I've got. It's posted on my community tab. Also posted on my Twitter. My Twitter handle is VerbalVax. It's posted on there. Please go sign. It's to defund those scumbags that are controlling the masses' minds, keeping people from actually caring about what's important. Our children, our future. They're trying to keep us from caring about that. And the only way to get a lot of people to care is to stop this, to defund those fucking shadow government that has done nothing but hurt Americans and the rest of the citizens of the world. Yeah, so please sign the petition. It's on my community tab. It's also on my Twitter. I'll be sharing it when I find a way to get on the live event. I'll be sharing it then too. Hopefully I'll have my CPS petition done by then. That one took a little bit more time and care, because they're not as overtly evil as the CIA is. So they try to hide, CPS tries to hide their evil a lot more. So I'm trying to word it the best way I can. And okay, so let's get into this lawsuit. I want to thank Suspicious Elmo for bringing this to my attention. This is a very interesting lawsuit. It's okay. Yeah, so there's a disclaimer, but first I wanted to state that I am not here to debate, well, in a sense I am here to debate it, but I'm not here to debate the morality of the drug cartel, okay? I don't, that's not what I'm here for, okay? I think it's an evil organization. However, though, I will admit that I'm going on information given to me by our government. So, with that said, I'm willing to have an open mind for this lawsuit, considering the source of who says that they're evil and all that. I'm going to have an open mind with this lawsuit. That's what I came into the beginning with it. And it's just, oh my God, it's mind-blowing. I can see why that they were so quick to pass this off and dismiss this. I can see why. You know, I probably would too if I was in their shoes. But anyways, this man suing Joe Biden. He's also suing Bad Boy Entertainment, suing a lot of people. A lot of people. Oh, let me go back to the disclaimer real quick. Yeah, so you guys have time to read it fully. Because, yeah, he's going to be talking about a lot of powerful people in this lawsuit. He's going to be talking about Joe Biden, going to be talking about Kamala, going to be talking about Nancy Pelosi, going to be talking about, Mayorkas, that piece of shit, that guy who, like, I'm not even going to get into that. And also, interestingly, he also names Robert Mueller III. Now, he was a former FBI director. I thought he had retired. I thought that was interesting that he's named in this, because I thought he retired like over a decade ago. But according to Mr. Gonzalez, that was just for show. He's definitely, according to Mr. Gonzalez, not me, according to Mr. Gonzalez, he's definitely not retired. According to Mr. Gonzalez, not me. I'm reading a public document. Okay? I didn't write this document. I had nothing to do with this document. But I'm going to read it, because it's very interesting. It's very interesting how, like, no one else seemed to talk about this at all. Like, at all. So, yeah, I'm going to read it. Now, his original complaint, it's a little hard to read. I mean, you can read it. You just gotta, like, you know, I didn't want to put you all through zooming in, zooming out because of the handwriting. So, I kind of just, like, took notes from it. I'm going to go over the main bullet points of that complaint. And then we're going to get into the appeal that was denied. Okay, so basically, Gonzalez begins in his complaint by explaining that he is related to the members of the Sinaloa cartel, that he is linked to them, he is related to them, and he has no problems, like, admitting that, you know, he sells drugs. He has no problem admitting that whatsoever. But he lives in Colorado at the time. He said he had a bar. It's not clear if, like, he owns this bar or if he just worked at this bar. But he's at this bar, okay? And another person who is in the cartel, or it's not clear if he's actually, like, he doesn't actually explicitly say that what he does for the cartel, but he is obviously related to them. So, maybe it's for the paperwork, I'm not sure, but he doesn't really make that clear. But either way, he's definitely tied to them. His cousin or whatever, named Raul, he's calling him Raul. He is saying that the government monitors this guy, Raul, his cousin, who is definitely actively involved in working for the cartel, monitors him 24/7 via satellite, via this disarmament oh yeah, the laser. I'm sorry, no, that's later. No, okay, but they monitor. Okay, the important thing is that Gonzalez here is saying that this guy Raul was getting monitored, and that is how the government found Gonzalez. That's how they found him. When Raul came to this bar, they find Gonzalez somehow, and they link him to the cartel, and then he says that they start, you know, stalking him. And I'm going to read some of the notes from the complaint. On or approximately around December 1st, 2021, Biden authorizes illegal operation of forced governing of King Lucifer's, like his code is, Mr. Gonzalez's code name, of forced governing of King Lucifer's life, job-to-job stalking, satellite neural slavery monitoring, widespread harassment, uses of wartime disarmament lasers, reading satellite, forced to hear psychotronic messages, weapon messages, and laser uses. Okay, so then he says on or around December 2nd, 2021, Biden briefs Congress on Operation Kill King Lucifer. Okay, on or around December 3rd, 2021, The Secretary of U.S. Department of Homeland Security, that piece of crap, Mayorkas, is briefed. And also ties King Lucifer to the Mexican Mafia. That was mentioned in there. I'm not sure how they tied him to the Mexican Mafia, but that's what he's saying, that they tied him to the Mexican Mafia. Okay, so on or around January 8th, 2022, Mr. Gonzalez was released from the detention center that they were holding him in Colorado. And this is when the force governing the 24/7 surveillance began, he's saying. He doesn't clear up if there's some things he doesn't clear up, but that's hardly reason to dismiss this. It's just more reason to give him a chance to give him a lawyer. Because keep in mind, he's writing this complaint while he's in prison. So, to those of you who have been in prison and in jail, to those of you who haven't, I've never been in. I'm only going by what the people I know who have been in jail, the people who I've visited in jail before. Things are not made easy for them. Especially when it comes to legal paperwork and things like that. They don't care. It's not the jail's or the prison's responsibility to give a shit, That's why I don't understand why P. Diddy and his team are making such a big deal about this. I know for a fact that the prison does not give a crap about no attorney-client privilege notebooks. I mean, at least they don't for the poor people. How about you all who have been in prison? When they searched your cell, did they give a shit if you wrote on your notebook attorney-client privilege? No, I bet they didn't. Anywho. So yeah, it's not like he was afforded a lot to do this complaint. He's doing this pro se. That means he's representing himself. He's writing this whole complaint himself, forced to write down all these laws himself. He's doing all of this of his own accord, without a lawyer, without representation. Okay, the complaint goes on. On or around January 9th, 2022, Mr. Gonzalez's phone wouldn't ring for a certain phone number. On or around January 21st, 2022, Mr. Gonzalez and his ex-wife find people messing with their house, applying tape on the walls, loosening lug nuts on their SUV. Mr. Gonzalez moves his family to Hilton downtown Denver on the 6th floor to avoid harassment, and he claims it did slow down. But then, at some point while he's at the Hilton, he spots a known Homeland Security agent at his hotel. And then he realizes it's the government harassing him because, keep in mind, if he is linked to the cartel, I'm sure they've got a lot of enemies. You know what I mean? They got a lot of enemies, so I'm sure that his first thought wasn't it was our government that was harassing him. I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, that's just the life that I would assume you live. You got enemies, when you're doing things like that. So why would his first assumption be it's our government, But then he sees the agent and knows it is. And he claims that Biden and Pelosi don't like the Gonzalez-Guzman family. I'm going to have to look into that, into the history. I know a little bit about, what is it, his uncle or something? El Chapo. That's his uncle or something. I'm going to have to look more in detail into that. Okay, anywho. We're moving on to March 2nd, 2022. He moves his family to the American Inn, and he's admitting he brought 2 pounds of his methamphetamine with him. He leaves the hotel with his ex-wife for the day or something, and then when he returns, approximately 1 ounce of meth is on the bed with a blue latex glove on top of his gun. And that's when he says he knew for a fact the government is targeting him for being connected to the cartel. Because, the CIA and the government, they like to play those little games with them. Let's all not pretend like they don't. They play those games with them, acting like they're any better. Okay. This part, okay. When we get to March 30th, 2022, He spots Homeland Security following him. Gets mad. This is from his complaint. Flips them the bitch. I think he meant flips them the bird. And starts following them. And says, fuck you, I'm going to follow you. And then later that day, his rim falls off his SUV. Okay, and then we move to June 8th. Good for you, Mr. Gonzalez. Yes, yeah, fuck them. I don't care who you are. We're all human at the end of the day. And all humans, we're humans at the end of the day. Damn it. According to our Constitution. Okay. So, on June 8th, between June 8th, 2022 and November 8th, 2022, Mr. Gonzalez is incarcerated at the same jail. And during this time, he's saying his wife was stalked and harassed, specifically by Robert Muller III. His wife is getting stalked and harassed by Robert Muller III. And he stalks and harasses her so bad that she ends up getting committed to a mental asylum. He does not say if it was willing or consensual. He does not say. But damn. Those are some strong allegations. Those are some strong allegations just for the court to throw it out, my opinion. And he's like, listen, he's not just saying, like, he's backing it up with, like, laws, too. So, Mr. Gonzalez is smart. Like, he knows the United States laws. He knows the Constitution. He's using it in this complaint to defend himself. So, Okay. So, on November 14th, 2022, this is when Mr. Gonzalez is saying, this is when they try to actually kill him with the disarmament laser. He says, on or around November 14th, 2022, Mr. Gonzalez gets hit by disarmament laser at JBS Slaughterhouse. On the same day, it didn't work, apparently, and Mr. Gonzalez is told via satellite to get to the Air Force base. But due to the first hit, he cannot think in parks. And then the second attempt happens with the disarmament laser. And he is also hit a third and fourth time with the disarmament laser, he's saying. And by the fourth time, he's trying to get to the base, but his car power cuts off. And so he went and hid in his basement. Okay, and then, and he's saying he had to go back to jail. While in custody, Al alleges Rob Muller III paying his cellmate to keep him from, like, talking on the phone, to keep him from talking to his lawyer, and that Homeland Security froze all of his accounts, which, I mean, they do that to people in jail. I've seen them do that. Not necessarily Homeland Security, but, the government. Whoever's in charge at the moment. But not only that, they wouldn't even allow his own family to send him money. Wouldn't even let him get his own commissary money that people were sending him. And that's fucked up. Like, that's fucked up. That is definitely a violation. Oh my gosh, yeah, and here's something else. And this all should be on camera. If this happened in jail, this all should be on camera. I don't quite see who, but associates of, like, all these entities come to his jail, come into his cell, offer him money and keys to a car, and tells him he can walk out. And Mr. Gonzalez, he's a smart guy. He's like, this don't seem right. This seems like a setup. And he declines. He thought they were setting him up. Smart guy. A lot of people in a desperate situation would have just taken it. Smart guy. On December 23rd, he's claiming Pelosi tells him via satellite to kill himself or he would die. He goes on to claim that Joe Biden wants him dead because of these reasons. And I thought this was very interesting. Listen up. I thought this was very interesting. He claims Joe Biden wants him dead because A, he stands against fentanyl and the spread of fentanyl. B, he does not support child trafficking. A man from the Sinaloa cartel is saying that not only he doesn't support child trafficking, but that's something that his crime family doesn't do. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. But apparently Mr. Gonzalez, in his own personal convictions, stands against it. And he's saying that the Biden administration doesn't like him because of this. And for the final reason, he claims that Joe Biden wants him dead because he supports Trump. Now that stunned me. I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute. Someone from the drug cartel is supporting Trump? What? I was surprised by this. I was. This was like, wouldn't you think that they would be supporting whoever was keeping the drugs flowing and all of that? Wouldn't you think that all of that flowing, don't you think they'd support them? It's interesting that he's saying, no, I support Donald Trump. That's interesting. Now, I don't support anybody, so get that right, whoever's listening. I support nobody, no politicians. I'm saying that Mr. Gonzalez is saying that he supports Trump, and that's why Joe Biden wanted it. Well, one of the reasons why Joe Biden wanted him dead. And the relief he's asking for is a bit ridiculous, and I think he knows that. It almost seems kind of like a joke or like a sense of sarcasm to me, because he must know. He's certainly, Mr. Gonzalez, you know you're never going to get $700 billion from the United States government. I know he knows this. He's a smart guy. He's got to know this. I don't think that was the point, though. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe that is just the whole reason he put all this to paper. But from a logical point of view, and he does seem logical, his handwriting may not be great, his English might be a little patchy, but he is a smart guy reading his complaint. He's a very smart guy. He knows his law. He knows all this. He's a smart guy. So he must know that putting all this on paper wouldn't really do him any good. That's just my opinion, guys. I mean, you can take it however you want. I'm taking it from the point of view that our government has been lying to us for decades. That's the point of view I'm taking it from. So take it however you want to take it. So that's the background of his complaint. So now I will be coming back in a few minutes, or probably later after I get off work, with part 2. And that is where we will be getting into the appeal and the ultimate denial of all this and how they throw it all away. Okay, I'll be back. Thanks.